play cricket? Like, why did you choose cricket?
What made me start playing cricket?
Yeah.
That's a question.
Yeah.
Is that your question?
Yeah.
Fine. Well, I suppose the sporting blood was into me, and I was playing all the major sports in my school, called St. Joseph's Indian High School. My first sport was athletics, hockey, cricket, football. These four major games I played, and then I used to take part in the house games, and I used to excel in my group. Right, in all the games which I mentioned just now, I excelled. I was an outstanding kid amongst my team members, showing my consistency, showing my skills, showing my talent and my class. So on those basis, there was this coach who was coaching our senior cricket team in St. Joseph's called Mr. Keki Tarapo. He said, "You look better off in cricket, why don't you concentrate more on cricket?" So on those basis, I took up cricket at your age, maybe younger than you guys, probably 8-9 years of age. And from there on, I went on climbing the ladder of success, showing my consistency in wherever, whatever match I played, I showed my consistency and performed. So I was getting selected automatically on my sheer performance and consistency, which is the key, the major key to anybody's success in life. That is an advice to all. Key to success is consistency. Few keys. Important is consistency with performance. Next question.
So did you go to cricket academy or school?
A little louder.
Did you go to cricket academy or a school to learn?
In our time, there was no cricket academy, there was no coach. Everything was, whatever I am in sports or otherwise, also is all due to my gifted ability. When I say gifted ability, it has been a gift from the Almighty Lord, which we all believe in. Yeah?
Do you think corruption has a huge hand to play in cricket these days?
Come again.
Do you think corruption has a huge role to play in cricket these days?
Corruption. Well, tell me a place where there is no corruption. I've answered your question.
Who's your
That was very
idol?
sharp, isn't it?
Who was your idol when you were growing up in
Well. There were no. I think I've been blessed with a system where I've never been idolized. I've never idolized anybody in my life till date, nor will I. I have never had a role model to look up at. Nobody told us that you have to follow a role model in our time, in my time. And I have never, but at the same time, I have never hesitated to appreciate and talk about any individual, he or she or anybody, who has excelled in their respective disciplines of life. May it be sports, may it be academics, may it be business. I've always appreciated the good work whoever has done it. So in our time there was no such guidance to us to follow or somebody guiding us. It's just that I was excelling into that gifted ability in my own self, never emulated anybody, never had anybody in my mind to emulate. Nobody told me, why follow this wicket keeper or follow that wicket keeper. Yeah.
What do you think about today's legends like Rahul Dravid and Anil Kumble, like from Bangalore? What do you think about them?
What do I think about them? I think they have done a great job in bringing name to the state and the country, and they have been outstanding cricketers. And when you have taken the name of Rahul Dravid and Anil Kumble, I feel delighted for the simple reason that they made their cricketing debut under my captaincy. Good about that. You have got these two guys' names mentioned, and I think they are great role models to the youngsters of today who would like to play cricket and who would like to climb up the ladder on the cricketing field. You guys, of course, have not seen me, so you can't take me as a role model.
So
Yep.
these days, like T20 matches have become very popular, and do you think this is affecting the performance of cricketers because now they're encouraged to hit longer shots rather than have a slow pace? So do you think this is affecting their pure talent and their
You
performance?
see, it is very important for anybody who is performing exceedingly well, who is excelling into whatever field he or she might be. You see, one has to have their heads on their shoulders, you know what I mean? And cricket in particular, it builds one's character if you play in the right perspective of the game and go onto the right track, play in a nice, honest and sincere, in a most sporting manner. That's why this great game of cricket was called a gentleman's game. It is no more now. I'm sorry to say that, but you see, now it is very, very important to be humble in your achievements, which is another very key if you want to climb up the ladder of success, whoever. Okay, right? To be humble in your achievements. People should talk about your performance, your excellence. I need not talk about myself. When I start talking about myself, that means I am high-headed. I lose my balance. So this is what is happening to the younger generation of guys who are not guided properly. And those promising, gifted, there are many guys who have lost their ground because of high-headedness, because of big mouth, talking loud. All these things play a very important role in the climb to success. So one should be very humble in its achievements, and the guidance should be whatever the guidance from the coaches, from the parents, from the teachers, from the principals, from the professors should be put into practice to build a respectful character.
Okay, so you were saying how cricket used to be called a gentleman's game. Cricket used to be called a gentleman's game.
How cricket should be called?
No, it used to be called a gentleman's game.
It used to be called a gentleman's game.
It was called a gentleman's game.
So now the media has come in, it's been very commercialized, and now cricket is more well known, it's more popular. The media has got more people involved in it, wanting to watch it. Do you think that's a good thing, or has it changed cricket from its original form?
Well, from my time to the current era, there has been a drastic change. You see, there is always a change which is always required. Whether for the good or the bad, it all depends on how the changes take place, depending in looking into the attitude of the sports person, the kind of things which have changed from my era to this era. We never had any coach in our time. We never had information and technology in our time. We never had the support staff with us. We never had a doctor. We never had a videographer like what you're doing right now. Okay? There's so much of changes. It's welcome change. You see, now we have got this cognitive-based video coaching for the kids right from the grassroots level, which we never thought of. So it's a good change. There are different changes which are taking place. New concepts are coming into the life of one another. New attractions and distractions are in the frame. It depends on how one is going to react looking into all these changes, how he adapts himself or herself into the current scenario is to be seen.
Do you think the association is doing enough for the players today?
Sorry, come again.
The association, because the cricket isn't like the government, it's a separate entity, right? The cricket BCCI is a separate entity. So do you think that BCCI is doing enough for its players today?
Well, BCCI is the parent body to all the cricket associations in our country. Okay, so the BCCI and the respective associations take care to look into the interest of that cricketer or whatever the federation, different disciplines of federations are there, like the hockey federation, badminton federation, tennis federation. That is all governed by the government of India, except cricket. Cricket board is an autonomous body. So there's no interference of the government into it. But certain times when you invite a team into the country, a foreign team, and when we go out of our country outside, then you need the government assistance. At that stage itself, the government is involved, the politicians are involved. No doubt that there are politicians into the board control. For cricket in India, it has to be put together both. But the BCCI and the KSCA or the respective state association cannot be responsible on an individual's upbringing.
Yeah.
It is the parents and the teachers and the professors of the respective institutions have to look into the progress of the individual as a student. Right. So they have to keep a track whether he or she is getting onto the right track or not. A regular follow-up has to be there. It is very, very important. When the follow-up is not there, you will see a lot of guys going astray, getting distracted into various distractions which are available on everybody is having the mobile in their hands. So it's very easily accessible to any kind of distraction. When you switch on the internet, which is available on the on the mobile with the students. So, a constant check on the students' growth or the children's growth by the parents, by the teachers is very, very essential.
Are the associations doing, like the facilities they provide today, are they better than what they used to be?
Come again?
The facilities that the associations are providing for the players, how has it changed from when you were playing till now?
Yeah, right. No, there has, like I said, there has been a drastic change from our time to this current era. You see, now the coaches are only guiding the players as far as the technicalities of the game is concerned. And this is what they have given me the impression. Otherwise, you will not find sportsmen going astray. But it all depends on the background of that individual. From which background that individual comes in makes a world of a difference. For instance, I can quote Sachin Tendulkar, who's come from a very respectable background, right? And the upbringing which he has got from his parents and the genes which he is carrying of his parents, 80%, right, is the reflection of a good human being with a good character, right? There are There are parents who have given a good upbringing to their children, but the society he or she moves the society and the environment and the distractions lure the individuals to go into different track, and that's where one spoils the name of his family, half family, and all these evils take place.
Okay, looking at cricket as a sport, you said you played a lot of sports when you were growing up. How do you think that cricket has got favored over so many sports and it came to become one of the most popular sports in India, even though our national sport is hockey?
Well, they say so that the national sport was hockey. I don't know how it became a national sport. I don't think, according to me, hockey was introduced in our country. I'm not too sure on that, but you can do a research on that probably. As to which was that national game which we introduced. I can remember Gilli Dandu. Okay, I can say that bhai, national game could be kabaddi. Which has become it is in the Olympics now. Okay, kabaddi. All right, introduced into So nevertheless, so on those basis, I won't call it, I'm not too sure on that, hockey as a national game, but right from my tender age of beginning of my cricket, it has been popular. It was popular. There was a lot of follow-up on cricket, and now it has become a religion. Okay, cricket has become a religion in our country, Janvi, and how it became a religion, I feel proud to say that we, during the 1983 World Cup historic win by India, from there on we laid the foundation for the current era of cricketers to build their stories on our foundation, and it started becoming a religion since 1983 onwards.
So what do you think
We're finished, or 12 questions have been over, or some more left?
What do you think about cricketers from Bangalore compared to cricketers being coming up from other cities? What's so special about Bangalore cricketers?
You see, to compare individuals is not fair, from whether it is from the same state or from different states. Every individual has his own style, own ways of playing the sport. But Karnataka has produced a large number of outstanding sportspersons in general. And here I must quote that Karnataka has the honor of putting up 6 international cricketers from Karnataka into the Indian team on 2 occasions. On the first occasion, yours sincerely happened to be in that 6. And on the second occasion, exactly after 20 years, we had another 6 representing from Karnataka to the Indian team. So this is a big honor for the Karnataka state, and this legacy is known from Karnataka. We have produced some great icons from different disciplines of life. We had Govinda coming in from here. We had who was the recent guy, the hockey player who played the Olympics, Dhanraj Pillai. Dhanraj Pillai, have you heard of him? Yeah, right, okay. Dhanraj Pillai, Ashish Balal. From hockey, Prakash Padukone, All England champion man, right? We had P.T. Usha from the south, right? Ashwini Nachappa from the girls as a great athlete, right? Many more, many such great. So Karnataka is carrying that legacy of producing great sportspersons. So I wish your school to produce many more such icons coming up from Aditya Malaya School. I wish the school the very best of luck in its endeavors. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
Thank you.
She made an expression, enough of him. Alright. Lovely talking to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so
You
much.
guys play any sport? Janvi, you
Yeah.
play?